So we're back with a brand new episode of Walkin and Talkin with Tim. And today I have my good friend, Matt Rahn, the president and CEO of the Rahn companies, right? So they do a lot of different things. So I'm going to have Matt tell you exactly what it is they do. But to start out, right? So hit him.
Thanks, Tim. I'm a big fan of the show. I'm glad to be here today. So the Rahn companies, we're a little bit unique. We're a full service exterior maintenance provider. What that means is we're two individual companies. We have a landscape company and also a construction company, and we aim to be full service so our clients have one point of contact, take care of everything on the exterior of the property.
Nice. And nice hat, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm digging the hat. So, and I wasn't a setup either. I actually just wore it today. Yes. So that's very nice. But the Rahn companies, let's talk about humble beginnings, because we have a similar story about humble beginnings, you know, and starting with nothing, right? Mm-hmm. But you were telling me the story, and it's actually hugely impactful, because not only did you start with nothing, but then you had to start over. You know, like you had two separate incidences. I don't know which one you want to talk about, whatever one you want. But the fact that you had to start over and then start from nothing, I mean, hit them up. Tell them what you did.
Yeah, so I like to share my story. Just it's a little bit unique, and I feel like there's some people out there that maybe need to hear it so that they can get going on what they need to do. Like Tim said, I kind of started out with nothing. I guess nothing is a relative term, because I probably had more than most people, but I had less than some also. I didn't really know what I wanted to be out of high school. I had a lot of options, but I kind of was lost, and I ended up being a laborer in the construction field, which was a good career. I enjoyed it. I liked being outside, but I ended up having a motorcycle accident, and that led the way of me going in the office.
A really bad motorcycle accident, by the way.
Yeah, if you guys know Indian Larry, how he used to surf on the gas tank, yeah, that was me until one day I broke both my legs.
Yeah, so the lesson learned, right? Take it from this guy. Don't mess around on the motorcycle, right?
Yeah, and motorcycles no more now. They have
no fun and games on a motorcycle. So on from the motorcycle, right?
Yeah, so on from the motorcycle, I had to go in the office on light duty, and I can't sit still. I'm a little bit ADD, so I just started keeping myself busy in the office, finding things to do, and I kind of taught myself how to be an estimator. So end of my light duty comes, and they tell me, you're not going to go back in the field, you're going to stay in the office as an estimator. And
right.
I wasn't sure that's really what I wanted to do, but the paycheck sounded good, so I gave it a try. I stuck with that for a few years, and I was really able to build myself up in that company, and I'm thankful for the opportunities they had given me there. But naturally, like I said, I'm ADD, and I couldn't just do that. So I started working with somebody else at night, doing estimating for them as well. And eventually we won a bunch of jobs, and they needed somebody to help them get it done.
But you were doing that like out of the back of the truck, right? Like you were just like, you got to pick up, and I'm just going to try to make this work.
Yeah. Well, that was after. So after that, when I started on my own, I had a pickup truck, and I said, I'm going to figure this out and make it work. I didn't really know too much about business, and I didn't really have anybody in my circle at that time that knew too much about business. Maybe if I did, I wouldn't have, so it's kind of a blessing in disguise.
Everything happens for a reason. That's how you got here.
Yeah. So I started me in a truck, started making some phone calls to people I had as contacts from my previous jobs, and picked up one or two odd jobs, went and did them on my own, and it just started snowballing from there. I'm not really sure what I did right. I know I did a lot wrong, but somehow it just kept going. I kept showing up every day.
I'm going to say, what we did right was you got to keep moving forward.
That's right.
Regardless of whatever the stumbling block is, regardless of whatever goes wrong, you just got to keep pushing. I describe it like this. I think when you have a small business and when you're starting out and you really don't know a lot and you're green, as they call it, right?
Yep.
It's like you're running and you try to run through a brick wall, and then you try to run through the next brick wall, and then the next one, and then the next one, and you just keep busting down walls until you get to the point where, you know, I've learned enough. I've taken enough hits, you know.
Enough scrapes and bruises.
Enough scrapes and bruises, and you figured it out, right? But you said along the way, and this is an important thing to bring up too, is that, you know, your dad passed while this was going on, right?
Yeah, I had grown my business pretty well. We were able to acquire a landscape company, really, you know, set us on a path. And we were doing better than anybody expected. Anybody, you know, a lot of people doubted me in the beginning, and we were doing really well. My dad, he was a union guy. Like I said, my circle didn't have too many people with business. He didn't know anything about business, and he didn't want to know anything about business. Right. So he was super proud of me. He was always amazed. He said, I don't know how you do this. I don't even know where I would start. But yeah, one day, unfortunately, he passed away suddenly, and it was a lot on me. And at the same time, I had to keep my business going. I'm not sure how I got through that. I know Virginia was a big part of that. So thank you, Virginia, for being there for me. But that was a really rough time in my life. Still is hard to talk about, but yeah, those are the types of things that happen. That's part of life. Everybody's got to go through it, and you just have to get up the next day and keep putting your best effort in and not get lost, I guess, in your emotions is a good way to put it. Just keep working, keep chipping away, and eventually things get a little bit better.
Right, because you guys are doing so great now. Your company's hugely successful.
Yes, we're on pace this year to have probably our best year. Revenue-wise, we've had some bumps in the road, and there's a lot of things that happen that maybe I'm not proud of, but at the end of the day, I think
doing the best you can.
Yeah, I'm here doing the best I can, and I'm still here, so I count that as a win.
And it's interesting too that, you know, we talk about how sometimes how close together things really are. Your dad was a phone guy.
Yeah.
You know, and I started my business, and we were phone guys, me and my first partner, and really all we did was install phone systems, and we used to meet all the bell guys, and your dad was a bell guy, right?
Yep.
And I said to Matt, I said, the chances of me actually meeting your father are very high, you know, just because there weren't that many guys back then that knew these areas, because they used to send specific guys to specific buildings that knew where every line was, every analog line. Landlines. So some of you might not know what that is, but they were called landlines, and there's these big wires, and never mind. So
found on the wall in your kitchen.
Exactly right. So let's fast forward and jump into, let's talk about family. So you got Virginia, right? Yeah. You've got a young daughter, and you've got two, I guess, stepchildren, right?
Yep, I have two stepchildren that live with me, Sarah and Jake. They're 16 and 14, and then Virginia has an older daughter who doesn't live with us. She's actually married, but she has a daughter, so Virginia's a grandmom, and I guess that makes me a step-grandpop by default. I'm not sure what the term is.
You're a step-pop.
Makes me feel old, I know that.
Makes you feel old?
Yeah.
Come on now. You're never even near it. Come on. So what would you say, what's your favorite thing to do when you go home and you're not working and you get to take a break and take a breather?
Being outside. I mean, anything outside is within my wheelhouse. Definitely hanging out with the kids, Charlotte, especially at her age. Like every day it's riding bikes, soccer, riding Power Wheels, whatever it is. It's always something keeping me busy. So I enjoy just coming home from work, getting her going outside, and kind of just decompressing in activities.
Do you still have a motorcycle?
I don't have a motorcycle currently, but it's something in the future I probably will have again.
I was just curious. I don't think I could do it again if I had that kind of accident.
After the accident, I did rebuild my motorcycle while I was in a wheelchair in the garage. I put it back together, and I rode probably for 2 years after my accident. Just, I don't know. I didn't want to be one of them people that let it scare me or hold me back. Like, I had to get back out there and do it again.
It's just a lot to deal with. Yeah, right. It's just a lot to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Right. So moving forward, the Rahn companies these days, you guys are doing, like I said, a number of things, right? So you are located in where?
We're located in Williamstown, New Jersey, but we travel pretty much all over the state of New Jersey. We have two client bases. One are property managers, facility managers, and then our other big client base are home builders and developers. So a lot of the home builders, you see the signs for on the side of the road, the Ryan Homes, Toll Brothers, Pat Barone. Those are the people that we're working for, and naturally we have to go where the developments are. So they can't always just build houses in the same town or area, so we do travel a lot.
How many people you got working for you now?
Right now, we're currently around 35 employees. In 2019, at our peak, we were at 62.
Jeez.
Yeah, that was
a lot.
Time. I think where we're at now is pretty good. We're actually looking to add a few for next year, especially coming off the year that we've had here. So
we're hiring apparently. So you also said that, you know, if you had to go on vacation, you dig the beach.
Yeah, I like going to the beach.
You Jersey Shore beach, or are you an island beach?
Any beach. I guess if I pick, definitely an island beach over the Jersey Shore. That's not too hard of a choice.
and I don't even think of this. Boating is one of your things, right?
Yeah, boating's one of my favorite things now. I guess when I was little, I always had interest, but we never had the resource to have a boat or even know anybody that.
But that was a big deal for you when you bought that boat, I recall.
Yeah, that was, because that was right when my dad passed away, and my dad always talked about having a boat and on. I went and bought the boat, and we were going to spend time with the kids on the boat. And
yeah,
that was the main reason why I got the boat. So
that's pretty cool though. But you're out, you use it a lot.
Yeah, we try to every weekend. We keep it down in Summers Point. We try and take the kids out, even if it's for a couple hours every weekend, go float around, have a good time, try and teach them how to fish. It doesn't usually end well, but it's an activity.
It's an activity. We don't catch anything, but you know, hooks are in the water. We do our best. That's pretty cool though. And so music, we didn't talk about this very much. So what's your favorite kind of music, Matt?
I like a mix of music. I guess if I had to pick a favorite, I'd say probably country music. Pretty big country music fan.
Favorite artist?
I don't know if I have a favorite artist.
Come on, man. Country music is not one.
I would say, honestly, if I had a favorite artist, it would have to be Frank Sinatra. When I was little, my dad always had Frank Sinatra playing in our
Sundays.
house. Yeah, on Sundays, and Sundays with Sinatra. I grew up with that, so now it kind of resonates with me. And when we go out to dinner at Italian restaurants, I love hearing Sinatra playing in the background.
I'm a fan too. I put on Rat Pack Radio all the time. I love hearing it because it's calming. Right. You know, it kind of relaxes you when everything's going nuts. I go into my office sometimes, and if somebody's turned on some kind of crazy heavy metal, I'm like, yo, this has got to go. You know, I feel like I want to run outside and run in the middle of the street. Yeah. You know? So anyway, but that's cool. So if anybody out there wants to get a hold of you, like, particularly since you're hiring, how would they do that? So if they want to hire you guys to do work for them or whatever, how do they get a hold of you guys?
The best place would probably be our website, therahnncompanies.com. If you go on there, there's a jobs link. There's links to all the services we offer. There's links to get a quote or an estimate. Outside of that, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm a pretty big user on LinkedIn. You could also connect with me on Instagram.
You have all the social media sites, right?
Yeah, we have all social media sites.
You're on Facebook, everybody, everything, right? The whole company. So also we got to give a shout out to the Harvest, right?
That's right.
That's how we met. So Matt and I are still members of the Harvest, and Matt's actually still deep in the Harvest, right? Deep in the heart of the Harvest, right? So so shout out to Devin and the whole crew, all you guys. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
There you go, right? That's important, right? Because you got to remember where you come from, right?
Just like I said, when I had my circle and I didn't know anything about business, by being in the Harvest, I've met a lot of people that know a lot about a lot of different things that I've been able to pick up little tips and tricks from. So
yeah, man,
definitely having a strong network is important.
It's good to have people that bounce things off of, you know, and people that have been through other things that you haven't done yet. And, you know, and we've been able to do that with each other actually. And also with all the other folks that are in the Harvest as well. So, so listen, everybody out there, thanks for watching. Thanks for being on.
Thank you, Tim.
Keep on watching, keep on walking, keep on moving. Follow me on Instagram, and we will see you next time on Walkin' and Talkin' with Tim.
See you guys.
Peace.